explore, learn, and improve. As we celebrate the month of Rosary, this October we will be having our featured sensei who has been sharing his skills in making rosaries. He made rosaries for religious images. He also extended his creativity to explore creating necklaces and accessories for some personalities in the country. With his creations, he was able to sustain and support his family, his mother's medication, and most especially, his faith and devotion to Virgen de los Remedios. Join us as we explore, learn, and improve from the rosary stories of Mr. Pedro Yap, a rosary artisan from San Fernando, Pampanga. Here in Sensei, their skills and talents.
Hi everyone, my name is Peter Yap, also known as Pedro Yap. I am from city of San Fernando, Pampanga, and I am a rosary artisan po. Actually, I took up my bachelor's degree in secondary education, major in English, last 2017. I think related naman yung mga naging hilig ko sa course ko kasi it's more on arts. I am involved in different forms of arts, performing arts. Kumbaga, art enthusiast din po ako. And more on sacred art po tayo. Kaya po tayo napunta sa field ng paggawa ng rosary. And yun po, as a camarero din po, nagpa-propagate po ako ng devotion sa ating patroness, which is the Virgen de los Remedios. I started teaching last 2017. Ang last kong pagtuturo is last year lang for the academic year 2021 and 2022. Actually, binitawan ko yung teaching and pinursu ko itong paggawa ng rosary. Ano kasi ako, opportunity grabber. The time na current employed ako sa Guagua National Colleges, there's an opportunity in Binibining, Pilipinas last year for Santa Cruzan and the National Costume Competition. Eh ako kasi yung tao na once na may opportunity, handa akong i-sacrifice yung isa. And ayun naman, naging blessed naman yung mga nangyari sa akin, and there are lots of opportunities pa ang nabuksan. Yun, you have to sacrifice talaga something yun for opportunity.
Are you still looking forward to being
Of course, as of now kasi mas pinapa-wide ko pa yung sa paggawa ko ng rosary. And gusto ko na mas ma-introduce pa sa ibang tao kung sino si Pedro Yap sa larangan ng paggawa ng rosary and other beadworks. And syempre, sayang naman yung pinursu natin na bachelor's degree kung hindi natin ito pursue. So, nandun pa naman sa plano natin.
Nakapanggit niyo po din as your art enthusiast. Sino ba nag-influence niyo?
Nung nagkikwentuhan kami ng lola ko, nasabi niya sa akin na yung lolo ko daw po ay mahilig din sa mga sabihin na nating art. Lola can still remember na nag-arrange daw si lolo a flower arrangement para dalhin sa every November 1, siya ang nag-arrange ng flower for his parents. So yun, na-recall ni Lola, and then sabi niya, siguro kay Lolo ka nagmana kasi mahilig siya sa mga kalakuti, diba? But mahilig siya sa mga ayos, decoration. Kasi si Lolo, nung bata din ako, siya ang nag-Christmas decor dito sa bahay. Yes po, I started being part of a theater group back when I was in high school. Second year high school in Pampanga High School. Meron silang special section for the arts. So I auditioned, nakapasok po tayo. And hanggang graduate ng high school, nakapag-perform po tayo. Sa Brenzigao po yung mga namin, production. And yun po, dun po nag-start yung passion ko rin po sa theater arts kasi mahilig din po ako kumanta. Nagkaroon din po ng chance na ma-enhance yung acting skills during rehearsals that time. And until now po, I am privileged and blessed to be still part of Artis Santa Rita po. I auditioned last 2019 din po. And for the first time po that year, I was able to play the role of Saint John the Baptist for Tulao that year. Ngayon kasi, hindi ako nakakasama sa mga production ng Artie Santa Rita because nga may mga conflicts sa schedules. Supposedly, dapat last year, I will be part of their productions. But dahil na-involve tayo sa Binibining Pilipinas, hindi nagtutugma yung time for rehearsal. Kasi bumabiyahe pa ako from here to Manila, vice versa. Minsan, ilang araw din ako doon para alalayan din yung candidate. Kaya yun, for now, naka-rest pa tayo sa ano. Pero outside Artie Santa Rita, I'm being invited to be a performer. Nandun pa rin naman. Actually, I'm into photography din po. Meron po akong Facebook page. It's PRY Photography po. Kasi nung bata din ako, I can still remember na nagpipicture pa ako ng giant lantern, lumalapit pa ako sa lantern, tapos inaangguluhan ko pa. Nag-start yun. Then, nung nagkaroon na ako ng work, I invested the camera. Yun, na-enhance yung skill ko, lalo na nung naging part ako ng Ministry of Social Communication ng Cathedral, mas na-enhance yung skill ko sa pagkuha ng photo. And lalo na yung mga do's and don'ts, lalo na pag sa mga formal events. Ayun. Actually, may portfolio sa mga processions, sa mga santos. More on santo photography siya. Pero if there's an opportunity for me to shoot for a birthday, sa mga debut, tinatanggap ko rin naman yun. Pero most of my content sa Facebook page ko, more on santo photographies na lang. Actually, nung binuo kasi yung Ministry on Social Communications ng Cathedral, yun yung kasagsagan na parang lahat ng simbahan nagbubuo ng SOCOM for documentation niya. Medyo mahirap siya kasi mangangapa kayo, wala kang idea on how you will manage the group. And syempre, ang alam lang natin, magpo-post. So, walang pinakang foundation yung grupo that time. Pero, yung struggle lang namin, it's because mas na-involve kasi ang SOCOM nung pandemic. Kasi 2019, binubuo ang SOCOM sa iba't ibang simbahan. And then 2020, ang struggle namin is yun nga, syempre, hindi natin kilala yung virus na yun. So, we have to go outside and very life-risking talaga siya. And then, syempre, yung communications sa ibang minsan hindi nagmamatch kayo ng protocol from one parish to another. Pero at the end of the day naman, yun nga, dahil nga mas nakikilala namin yung grupo, mas nagkakaroon kami ng direction on how to manage the group, nagiging maayos naman siya. Pero nung umpisa, yun yung mga naging struggle na konti lang yung mga members. Siyempre, for us to bring the mass to the people that time, parang kailangan naming gawin yon.
You are still watching Sensei. For more Sensei Limang Siglo videos, you can visit our socials.
Iba kasi pag when you're taking photos with these sacred images and the sceneries of the church, kasi mas na-appreciate siya ng tao, mas madali siyang ma-attach sa tao, and there are times na mas napapalapit, mas nakikilala yung image na yon with the use of posting different photos sa Facebook. And then, at the same time, it's a way of catechizing people na rin, gaya nga ng ginagawa natin sa ministry before. Ang purpose natin, why we post photos, is for the people to be informed, and ganun din naman ako para makilala din na, ganito palang devotion sa isang lugar. So, yun. It's more on the catechizing or reaching people with these photos through sacred images. Yes, I think yes, kasi ako mismo, nararamdaman ko yun kasi when I take photos, kasi syempre hindi naman pwedeng picture lang tayo ng picture. Kasi pag maganda yung nagiging output natin, mas na-appreciate ng tao and mas natatandaan ng tao kung sino yun. And it helps then na when we post photos, we give information and pwede rin lagyan natin ng prayers para ma-appreciate ng tao. And then while they are browsing the photos, they can pray while reading the prayer posted on the page.
What is the hardest service mo in National during the pandemic? What are the things that you were able to learn?
I think yung kasi na-involved din ako sa recruitment team on how you will invite people in your group. Kasi nga, yun yung isa sa mga struggle kasi nga, limited lang yung Learn to market. Natuto ko how to market our ministry, kung ano ba yung mga makikita nila, ano yung matututunan nila. So, I think yun yung natutunan ko on how to brand our ministry that time, how to market, na nagagamit ko ngayon na naging advantage ko siguro sa pagmamarket ko din ng sarili ko and ng mga gawa ko.
Paggawa niyo ng Masari, how it started? Ano po ba nag-get towards sa iyo?
Actually, nasabi ko na rin to sa opening speech ko during my first solo exhibit. It all started with a certain uniform. I planned going to Manila to buy uniform. Sabi ko pa nga nun, dadaan muna akong Quiapo, and dun, I guess meron doon that time. Yung kaibigan ko nakipagkita sa akin sa isang store doon, and then, yun, nakita ko yung mga beads. Nakakalula, there are lots of beads in front of you. Mapafascinate ka. And doon biglang pumasok sa akin na, what if mag-donate ako ng rosary sa Coronada, sa Virgen de los Remedios? Kasi hindi ko naman din afford yung mag-donate ng full set isang set ng damit, ng crown. So siguro ako ma-appreciate naman if handcrafted rosary yung bibigay ko, and mas ma-appreciate kasi talagang gawa ko siya. So, ayun, doon nag-start. And may time pa nga na tatlo kasi kami, yung kaibigan ko sa Pasay at saka yung kaibigan ko sa may Quezon City. Ginaid ako nung kaibigan ko sa Quezon City na ito yung mga kailangan mong bilhin, ganyan. And then, sa store kasi na yon, gumagawa sila ng rosary. So, tinignan ko on how they make it. Nakita ko yung process. And then, nung pag-uwi ko that day sa bahay ng tita ko sa Quezon City din, kumuha ko ng rosaryo ko, nilapat ko sa kama, and then, tinignan ko kung paano tumatakbo yung paggawa, saan lalagyan ng chain, saan dapat matatapos, ilan lang yung ikakat na wires. So, doon nag-start. So, in just an overnight stay sa bahay ng tita ko, I produced 2 rosaries. Pero that time, medyo hindi pa tayo ganun kabihasa kasi hindi pa tayo familiar sa tigas ng wire, sa tamang pag-ikot ng wire, sa mga counts ng mga chains, and mga materials. So, that is how it started because of a polo barong or a uniform na napunta yung pambili ko ng uniform sa pagbili ng mga gamit sa Rosario. As in, ininvest ko unexpectedly. Lahat. Umuwi ako walang uniform. And then I posted it on my social media account. Then suddenly someone asked if binebenta ko. So sabi ko, if ibebenta ko pala to, if I will make the rosaries continuously makakatulong siya sa pag-finance ng daily needs ko that time kasi I'm working sa Guagua pa. So I'm going there every day. San Fernando to Guagua. So medyo mahal yung expenses. So sa pamasahe pa lang, mauubos na ako. So, sabi ko, makakatulong to. So, yun, nabenta, tuloy-tuloy naman. Every week, lumuluwas na ako. And then, hanggang sa ako nasa na ako ngayon, doon nag-start dahil sa Polo Barong. Kaya, salamat sa Polo Barong talaga. Kundi dahil sa uniform na yun, siguro hindi ako makakapag-put up ng rosary business doon.
Memorable experiences magawa ko.
Yung mga nagko-commission na gift nila sa mga parents nila. I think that is one of the best memorable experience ko. Kasi dinodouble, triple ko. Kasi iba kasi yung pag-gift sa parents. Tapos maririnig mo yung client mo, pag-iipunan ko po, sir, para po may gift ako sa parents ko. And then, yung iba, basta more on product of hard work siya, yung maririnig mo talaga sa kanila na pag-iipunan mo. Yung mga, I think, one of the most memorable experiences ko is to listen to the stories, bakit sila nagpapagawa ng rosary. Yun, mas nakikilala mo yung client mo. And of course, yung connections, nagkakaroon ka ng connections and opportunities inside and outside the province as well.
How about your experience?
Very fulfilling siya, and sabi ko, it's a childhood dream for me kasi lumaki ako sa Chancery. Nakita niyo naman kung gaano kalapit ang Chancery sa akin. Kasi dati, pinapanood ko lang siya na binababa, and then may pagkakataon pa na kami pa yung nag-aasikaso sa kanya, ilalagay sa andas. Pero iba yung fulfillment na meron kang gawa doon sa image niya na nakikita mo at pinaghirapan mo, na nagbuhos ka rin ng time and effort. And may kasama kasi mga prayers yon kapag nagbibigay ako sa Coronada, which is very considered as a blessing for me. Very unexpected talaga yung, sorry, I know it's very cliche yung word na opportunity. Really, really unexpected yung binigay sa akin na break ng Binibining Pilipinas. Kasi sabi nga nila, who would have thought that yung isang candidate na from the costume hanggang sa hahawakan niyang rosary is very pinag-isipan, pinagpaguran talaga. Masaya kasi na-widen yung yung connection. Siguro mas marami pang opportunities yung ibibigay sa akin kapag nag-open ako ng doors sa ibang larangan. Naging way ang Binibining Pilipinas for me na mabigyan ng door for an international pageant. And to meet international candidates as well, like Binibining Pilipinas 2021, Hannah Arnold. I was able to meet her and I'm so happy na kilala niya ako. Ayun.
You are still watching Sensei. For more Sensei in Limang Siglo videos, you can visit our socials.
This year, you were able to your first exhibit. Can you tell us your experience of why you decided?
It is all because of Miss Ching Pangilinan, the City Tourism Officer of the City of San Fernando, Pampanga. I can still remember parang press conference no representative natin sa Philippines for Mr. Planet Universe, and I was part of the national costume of the candidate. Nagka-press conference sa Tourism Office ng San Fernando, and kinilala ni Ma'am Ching lahat ng involved dun sa costume na yon. Nakita niya yung rosary, and she was surprised na this is something unique. And ngayon lang ako nakakilala, and ngayon ko lang nalaman na there's a rosary artisan or a rosary maker dito sa San Fernando. Noong una, actually, fashion show yung pinupush nila kasi yung mga necklaces, and kasi may mga fashion designer nga here sa San Fernando, bakit hindi na mag-incorporate, parang makilala lahat. Supposedly, the exhibit is for Lenten season. It's for Maleldo. Ano yun parang highlight ng tourism ng San Fernando yun, yung Maleldo. Pero that time kasi, hindi kaya ng time. Sabi ko, Ma'am Ching, hindi ko po kaya yung preparation and yung budget as well. Siyempre, medyo malaki-laking budget yung ilalabas natin. O yung emotional state ko, hindi kaya talaga yung planning and all. So sabi niya, sige, let's work on that for the Fiestang Fernandino. Na-approve siya, all because of the City Tourism Office of San Fernando, headed by Miss Ching Pangilinan. Kaya nabuo ang Rosario ng Hindu exhibit, which is my first ever solo exhibit. Iba yung fulfillment kasi dati lagi lang ako nagpa-participate sa mga Marian exhibit, sa mga Marian procession, pero iba yung feeling na yung gawa mo na yung ini-exhibit. Actually, I received a lot of good feedbacks that time. It's the first ever rosary exhibit in Pampanga. It's both a Marian exhibit and a rosary exhibit. So yung mga imahen, akin, and then nandun lahat ng mga creations ko. Even actually, Counselor G4 was surprised na, oh, rosary exhibit? Noong una, hesitant silang i-approve dahil hindi nila alam na ganito yung mga creation. So, they were surprised na nung opening, there's a young artist from San Fernando na gumagawa ng mga ganito.
Putting up your business?
Marami. Andyan yung mga scammers na magpapagawa sila. And syempre, dahil business owner ka, you will entertain them nicely. There are times na dahil bibigay mo yung tiwala mo sa kanila, gagawin mo yung item pero hindi sila nagbabayad. There are times also na may nagpagawa, napadala na, hindi nagbabayad. So, yun yung mga struggle ko. Pero sabi ko nga, mas nilulok ko pa rin yung 95% na magandang outcome kesa dun sa 5% na mga nangyayari doon. Medyo, nakaka-stress siya on my part kasi nga, dun kasi umiikot yung nakukuha kong bayad, pinapaikot ko siya with my puhunan. Kasi hindi pwedeng pagkakuha mo ng rosary, next month mo pababayaran. Kasi, paano yun? Hindi tatakbo yung business. Hindi iikot. Anong gagamitin ko for the next orders? Kasi mas gusto ko nag-stock ng materials kesa yung kung kailan ako may order, dun lang ako nag-stock kasi may hihirapan, lalo na yung travel ko from here to Manila. Not just only in Manila, may kinukuhanan pa ako sa different parts ng Manila. Itong paggawa ko kasi ng rosary, it's not just for me to earn money. It's also for me to help my mom in her dialysis needs kasi breadwinner ako ng family. Nakikita naman nila yung purpose ko why I do this one. Bakit ako nag-come up sa business na paggawa ng rosary. Sinasabi ko naman, and I'm willing to tell my story.
Are there any limits po sa paggawa?
Yes, dapat according sa katuruan ng simbahan, hindi nag-overpower dun sa main purpose ng rosary. Sa pageant naman kasi, tinatanong ko muna kung saan gagamitin. Sa mga medyo hindi akma, hindi ako nag-accept ng commission. Kasi sabi ko nga, I won't compromise the deep meaning of the rosary. Lalo na kung sa hindi naman magandang bagay na gamitin.
For you, what is the importance of creating rosary or praying the rosary?
The importance of praying the rosary, personally, napapakalma niya ako when problems come. Yun din yung naging inspiration ko when I make rosary. Talagang binubuhos ko talaga yung kasi yung gagamit nun, or yung imahe na gagamit nun, mas mapapalapit yung sarili niya sa kay Lord and connection niya and the devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary. And yung personal naman na gumagamit is yun, siguro we will be having the same feeling na dahil nga pinaghirapan ko, mas marerelax din siya dahil pag dumarating yung problem, he or she can use it and pray the rosary for him to be relaxed and calm sa mga storms sa life.
What are the life lessons that you were able to learn through that journey po, creating rosary, po, sa teaching?
Alam naman natin na andyan ang competition, pero don't forget to humble yourself. Kasi kahit gaano pa ka-tough ang laban, mas panalo ka kapag naging mas mapagpakumbaba ka sa mga tao. Lalo-lalo na yung mga nangmamaliit sa'yo na akala nila hindi mo magagawa yung mga nararating mo ngayon. So just humble yourself. Huwag hahayaan na tumayog masyado yung lipad. And always look back kung saan ka nag-umpisa. Kasi
We will be right back.
makikita yung mga gawa ko na rosary and other beadworks sa LM Beadworks and Rosary Facebook account. So it's not a Facebook page, it's a Facebook account. And nakikita nyo po doon, posted po yung mga works ko.
Thank you for joining us in this Sensei episode featuring Mr. Pedro Yap, a rosary artisan from San Fernando, Pampanga. May we support him as he continues to share his skills and as an example that we can still serve and pray even in the simplest way that we know and we can. See you again, and we will continue to explore, learn, and improve, because life is a continuous learning process. This is Sensei, their skills and talents.